Adam, say yeah.
Yes.
What was your first conspiracy theory you've ever heard of?
Well, that's a good question. The moon landing was one.
What's that one?
Yeah, the one with the flag not moving, or it was moving in the wind, wasn't it? Yeah, that one.
What, in Area 51?
No, it was what was it? The moon landing, the first moon landing.
Oh yeah, they say
Yeah.
it was hosted in Area 51, didn't they? Though.
No, it wasn't. I don't think. Becky, have you got anything to say?
Apparently it was filmed in a studio.
Oh, all right, yeah.
With strings and stuff.
Yeah, and there were like lights, weren't there, or something people saw, like. But yeah, that might have been just glare of the camera. But people say.
Or a star.
And at the moment,
do you think
sorry, what you said?
Do you think the moon landing was real or not?
I think it was. I'd like to believe it was.
Yeah.
I think it was, but then at the same time, there is reasons why people don't think it was, because at the time they were having problems with Russia, weren't they?
Yeah.
And Russia was doing this. They were trying to get to the moon too, so were. It could have been like propaganda in a way, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, like.
There's so many reasons to believe that it could be true, but at the same time, why it isn't. But I don't know what to believe, because in primary school, I remember watching this video when they were saying, "Oh yeah, the moon landing was fake," and blah 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 blah. And
yeah.
It's not a good to tell a kid.
How much money it would cost to make a spaceship and then not to actually go there?
Yeah,
it wouldn't.
Money in there.
Yeah. But again, people who believe in conspiracy theories, they will believe in it. Even if you show the most obvious evidence against it, they will still believe in it. It doesn't matter if you literally show them like every little detail about the spaceship going up. Like,
I mean, there was a footprint on the moon, and they didn't believe that either.
The footprint, yeah, that was photoshopped. That was photoshopped.
The main thing that everyone's worried about is the flag moving when it shouldn't.
Yeah, because there's no wind in space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just an empty vacuum. You can't even hear anything either.
Yeah.
I think I would be skeptical for that, but
yeah,
I don't know.
But then that could have been a lot of other things why it was moving. It's like you put it down, but it's
the
gravity.
Spaceship might have had the vents that would make it move.
True.
Oh, there's loads. Yeah.
I feel like maybe they did go to the moon, but maybe they didn't get the good footage, so they had to take different footage, like when they came back. Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe they enhanced it and then got carried away with editing.
Yeah. That was my one then. That was my one I remember the most.
I think everyone remembers that one the most, apart from 11 as well.
Yeah.
What was the 9/11 one about? How the government did it?
Yeah, like there's footage. Also, there was like footage like from a news article where like it was set like there was more than just the Twin Towers what got hit. There was like another building got hit, but at the time it was before it, and there was like the plane was like ready hit it or something. It was like really weird. Like the timeline didn't match up. What was like?
I saw a video on it, and there was the actual video of the plane hitting the building.
Oh,
and like the wing wasn't there. Like the wing kind of like clipped out, and everyone was saying it was like edited, or it was just a bomb, and they edited the plane in.
Yeah, but I really don't see the government doing that though. A load of people died that day, and I don't see the government just doing that so they could go to war against.
Video of someone recording, and you just see someone jumping, because that would be better than burning.
Yeah.
Oh, honestly. I know I've got such sad facts about everything, but apparently when the dogs went to go and check if there were any survivors, they actually got depression from it. So the like firefighters and everything lied down to pretend to be like asleep or anything, so they actually thought they saved people.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it was real.
It makes me want to hug my dog, but then I remember that he's a little devil. So what's the most recent conspiracy theory?
COVID.
Yeah.
And the
That's
vaccine.
There you go.
vaccines, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Vaccines. There also people saying about they want to put chips in people. Every time there's like a vaccine or something what to do with blood, everyone says it's like a microchip. They're going to put a microchip in people and like.
Yeah, loads of people are saying it changes your DNA, but that's literally not possible because your
No.
DNA is what you were born
Yeah,
with. It
you're
can't
bonded.
change.
Yeah, it's bonded, isn't it? Like it's not
Yeah.
possible to
And
change
they claim
that.
to have like those same people claim to have science degrees, so it just doesn't make sense.
No, yeah. And it's like people think it's been made, didn't they? Too. There's loads of theories around COVID. Like people think the actual COVID-19 virus was made in a lab, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, loads of people said it was made in a lab in China because
I
of the
understand.
overpopulation.
It's possible, very possible
Yeah,
nowadays
and then
to
it
make
got out of
a
control.
virus. It's
I feel like I should be the fact person because I've got another fact now. Because
Okay.
China, they only have a one-child policy. So if you have 2 children, you have to get rid of one of them.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's one reason why it could have happened. But
yeah. It's just
like governments are scary these days.
it's really scary about how like bioscience has like is a massive thing now. Like you can make viruses in a lab, you can change stuff. It's really scary how
Yeah.
like evolved stuff like that is become.
Yeah, there's a lot of reasons why a government could do that, but
Again, I don't think it is.
They literally haven't profited out of it. Like the
They
economy has
like
crashed, so
if
Yeah.
I don't see why.
yeah, it's not. Yeah, the other thing is population. In like the last 20 years, our population has tripled, like doubled the amount.
Yeah.
And it's like what we're like 1999 we were at 5 billion, now we're at 7 billion people.
I feel
And it
I
keeps
don't
on
think
growing.
the government caused it, but I do feel like they're handling it really poorly.
Yeah, I it's one of those things. I think most conspiracy theories are just again theories, and they have really no evidence. It's like they have evidence, but they're really stretched out evidence. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
Sometimes I don't even have facts behind it.
yeah, if you shut your eye and turn your head a certain amount, then it might be very believable, but normally no.
It's like going to a lab and just being like, "Can we do this? Maybe."
Yeah.
Do you think the vaccines were a bit rushed though? Like with how quickly they came up with them?
I'm not sure because they still had like the foundation, like the flu vaccine. They managed to build off of that one. So if they didn't have the flu vaccine and it still came out this quick, then I'd be a bit more skeptical.
Yeah.
And when you think about it, it's the entire world looking for it. It's not just like a lot of vaccines. It's maybe one like lab, and then they're only making that one vaccine or one cure for something.
More
But
skeptical.
it's every lab in every country.
Yeah, every lab, every country, all sharing their findings. It's not just like it's just like one lab not sharing anything, because most of the time that is the case. They want to get the first there. They want to get the first like patent for the like a new vaccine or cure for something. But in this case, like there wasn't any of that. It's just showing everyone their research.
Yeah.
And that's how it got done really quick.
Yeah.
But not too quickly where it's like hasn't been tested
Do you
properly.
know where the chip theory came from? Because it's literally just people think you're going to get injected with a microchip, do they?
Yeah, but that's always been a thing. Like since they've done like the flu jab, that's always been a thing people always nervous about. But what people don't remember, they can track us easily enough by our phones.
I know,
No,
you literally carry around a GPS tracker.
with you the whole time, so that there's no point them putting a chip
There's
in
chips
you.
in our cards. They know everything we buy.
Yeah, exactly. There's chips.
Why would they put one in our arm?
Like if they really wanted to, they could track anyone if they want to, and they do for like certain people who have like high threat level, like terrorists or something, or they think are terrorists, I should say. They do, and that's fair enough.
But like my opinion is, like if they put a chip in me, why would they want to track me? I don't do anything interesting.
Exactly. There would be no point. Like most people, there would be no point.
Exactly.
And
it reminds me of the Kingsman, where the guy creates a chip that just world to get everyone to beat each other up and end up killing each other to save the populations.
What
What's
5G
that?
that is? Yeah, it's like internet, isn't it? For internet.
Oh,
But it's like
God.
basically like what 5G has become, like where it's like little hubs or something, isn't it?
Yeah. It also reminds me of the Belko experiment. There's a movie about that.
Yeah.
I reckon it's a horror. People's heads explode, but it's at the end of the day, the vaccine, like, it's not that far away from like the flu jab and all that because they're
Yeah.
basically very close to the same thing.
Yeah.
They just had to
Seems to
add
like-
extra bits
yeah.
in. It's
People
not like they
seem to-
started from scratch.
Yeah. It's
About the flu and the colds, and they just say, "Oh no, COVID's the main priority at the moment." But more people die from colds and flus than like so many times over the years.
yeah, but
Yeah.
the point is that it's a virus what we haven't got a vaccine for at the time, and that's what was scary about it, like the flu and all that. That most people just take a flu. I had a flu jab this year to stop me getting it, like, but
Yeah.
The only thing about my
Uh-huh.
flu is that I nearly fainted because
Like-
I can't stand getting impaled.
like after the high risk victims, I don't see why we couldn't get back to normal to a certain amount.
Yeah,
Because
that's what I don't
The
understand.
the issue is people with high risk people dying. Like people got the vaccine, most people can survive. Not the vaccine, the virus. Most people can survive the virus. It's
Yeah.
just those certain amount of people who can't.
But one of the huge conspiracy theories at the moment as well, the numbers on the news aren't actual like COVID deaths. So
Yeah,
if you test positive and then within 28 days, like say I could test positive, do my isolation, and then get in a car crash and die, they will
Yeah.
put me in the numbers on the news to die from COVID.
Wow.
Yeah, really. So
Yeah.
but then yeah, I don't see why they would do that because that'd be
No,
like,
they are.
are they?
It's
there's
Has it
one
been
the
proven?
tests are within
I know.
28 days of a positive test.
And they will put you down as death of COVID,
Yeah.
Yeah.
even if it like you have like a massive stab wound like
Yeah.
from the car crash.
I remember
They're
back
just
in
showing
March.
everyone that's been positive.
All right, that's really weird. I
Yeah.
don't-
Back in March when all
Where
this.
did you hear that from?
On the news.
Oh, what news
It
channel?
literally says, no, BBC News, it literally says died within 28 days of a positive COVID test. It doesn't say that those are
COVID,
like
yeah.
actual COVID victims. It says that they've had a test and died.
All
within-
right. I guess it's because they
It's
can't. I guess they can't. Yeah. Yeah. That. Fair enough. Yeah. That's.
I remember the first few months when COVID first started, they actually put all the old people in one nursing home because they were just leave them there. They're not worth like examining or anything like that.
Yeah.
And that's what I think they handled really poorly because they
Yeah.
were stuck there without any help and they were starving because they didn't really have any food. Ugh.
Yeah. I think this is a perfect time to talk about human rights. Human rights because of this virus. Like it's gone out the window. It's like
Yeah.
freedom of movement,
Yeah.
not a thing, and freedom of school, free school.
Honestly,
Not
why
really a
have
thing.
we gone to? Why did they say we should go to school when school is one of the best places you can catch COVID?
It's because it's a
Yeah.
human right, though. That's why.
It's like when they used to send people to school, even though there was like a lice infestation in people's hairs.
Again, human right. It's a human
Yeah.
right.
The government aren't allowed to strip us from our right of going to school unless it's like serious.
Yeah, emergency measures, and I think
Yeah.
at the moment we are in an emergency.
Yeah, 'cause it's an
measures.
epidemic
You'd
now.
think it would be an emergency when it first started.
That's no, because it wasn't got to that. Like, there's a certain what it has to be before they can.
It also wasn't affecting school age kids as bad as it is
Yeah,
now.
it has to be. Has to be an I can't. Yeah,
Epidemic,
yeah, that word.
which it is now.
What it is now, but before that it wasn't, so they couldn't do anything because it was an emergency situation, and they can't
Yeah.
break. Yeah, like if it's not, I think it's like wars, academics, and stuff like that. That's the only time where they can break human rights to a certain degree,
Yeah,
but otherwise they can't.
I feel like we're on the beginning of COVID, I think like we were doing okay.
It's I think people just getting sick and tired of it now. I think people.
I don't blame them.
It's been nearly a year since we have been in this lockdown, and they keep on taking us out and in and out and in, but and we haven't got any end in sight. I think people are just starting to come up with stuff because they want to find a reason to blame someone instead of just it's just how it is. That's what it is. But people love to find someone to blame, and that's where their conspiracy theory comes from, is finding someone to blame for it, especially if you know someone who's died from it, because at the end of the day it's just nature. A virus is just nature, but you can't blame that. So nearest person you can blame? The government.
Yeah,
pretty much. But one thing I don't understand why they're doing is the colleges and like the universities, how they're still making people pay for them even though they're not there.
Oh yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
That's
like
upset.
I have a statement, so I get it for free anyway. But if I didn't, I'd be paying $3,000 this year.
Luckily, I'm someone who gets a bursary. My parents earn less than 22 grand a year, but that's only if you have a 90+% attendance, which you can't get during like this.
Well, you can if you turn up to every lesson on time and have making sure you have no issues in the house or
if you have
anything.
internet problems.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like if you haven't got internet problems, if you haven't got power issues. Yeah, it's like
they.
Yeah, so yeah, let's wrap it up.